Woo! It's windy today. I think it blew me right back in time. Even it blew my bike back in time. This is my 1985 Honda V65 Sabre, 65 cubic inch, 1100 cc. I'm not an expert on these. I decided to buy it because my dad, when I was little, had one of these, and he still has it, but it's in boxes. Can't get anybody to fix it. So I decided to go out and buy my own. Need a little work done to it and need a paint job, so I decided to rattle can paint it. That's not a factory color for this bike, but it is a factory Honda color. Candy orange something or another. I think they made a couple jet skis in that color, but I really liked it, so I decided to put it on this bike. Anyway, it's fast. It's kind of a death machine, so I take her pretty slow, but it's a lot of fun. I decided to get it out to blow the cobwebs out, have a little fun on it today. Thanks for tuning back in, by the way. Here we go. Starts right up. Old girl's mad. She says, "You haven't came and seen me all winter long. You expect me to start right up?" Well, she did anyway. She's a good girl. Yeah, there's just something nostalgic about this to me. Everything's stock except these Vans grips I put on there and, well, the paint. Anyway, guys, while I got you here, those who want to hear about it, commenting on this Sabre of mine, but what I really want to talk about was step 5. If you watched my last episode, we talked about step 4. Made a searching, fearless moral inventory of ourselves, and I went through a big description of how that goes. Step 5 is where you take work you put into step 4 and apply it to admitting to ourselves, God, and another human being. I'm gonna go straight. Sorry. Step 5, admit to ourselves, God, and another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. And what that means is you have to tell somebody you trust and God everything you discussed in that workbook. And I really wasn't looking forward to step 5, especially after how much work step 4 was, because I had a lot of character defects to write down. And what my group does, we're I don't know how much more personal we are than my group does is everybody takes an afternoon off from work. Typically, I don't know, it could be any given day, but we like to do it on Fridays. You take an afternoon off work and you go to someone's house and you put a pot of coffee on, and whether it's just the two people, whether it could be anywhere from 2 people to 10 people, discussing this inventory that we collected. And it gets pretty deep. If you're doing it right, it gets deep. And the point of it is to make a psychic change. I know that wording's in one of the later steps, but after I admitted to another human being and God the nature of my wrongs, it took about 3 or 4 hours, just because you don't just rattle off what's on the sheet. You stop and you talk about it in detail. You stop and you talk about it in detail with people who know, with people who've been through step 5, or all the steps most likely, but people who aren't there to condemn you or judge you, but people who are there to accept you, listen to you, and give feedback. And they're, for a newcomer or someone who is going through the steps for the first time, it's challenging. It's something you either don't want to do or want to lie your way through. Which was kind of my plan, honestly. I wasn't going in there. My plan wasn't to be truthful with the people in there. But by the time I got step 4 done and worked with people to tell me how to do it correctly, I became comfortable with these people, comfortable enough to tell them my deepest, darkest secrets. And that seems like a little much, but honestly, one of the keys to sobriety is getting your deepest, darkest secrets out there and telling someone else about it, because the stuff that you keep locked deep away that you don't want anybody to ever hear about, I guarantee you the person across the table, or people across the table, have done things just as bad or worse, and the reaction's not going to be, oh my god. It's going to be, that it? And then you talk about the rest of it. The conversation can go any direction, and it doesn't have to be a lengthy one like I was describing mine. But as long as you get everything on that step 4 worksheet laid out, and you tell the secrets that are tearing you up from the inside, really. Now, I'm not going to do that on this channel, because this here is not a step 5 meeting. It is a very, very intimate get-together that I'm describing. And those who take this program seriously will know what I'm talking about. But after all the work, all the hardship, after you lay it all out there, you have a beginning prayer and an end prayer. Puppies, puppies. You have a beginning prayer and an end prayer, and you close the meeting or the gathering or whatever you want to call it. You don't go back to work. That's the important thing. You do not go back to work. You take the packet of paper that you work so hard on. Well, you keep one page. You keep the amends page out of there, which I didn't really talk about. That's more step 6 and 7 page. But you take those papers that you wrote all your stuff down on, all your fears, your regrets, your resentments, and you take them outside. You throw them in a barrel or something. You wad them up, you throw them in there, you put some lighter fluid on it, and you burn that son of a bitch. And for me, that is where the psychic change occurred. I feel like a new person. But that's it. I mean, to some people, we're gonna go left, we usually go right. To some people, it sounds easy, and some people it sounds terrifying, but like I said about step 4, it is where the rubber meets the road.